Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go through the Challenge A guide. This is meant to just be a really brief overview of what's in the Challenge A guide and how it's broken down. Maybe you missed your meeting with your Challenge A director, and so this is just a real quick way for you to see what this guide is all about. So, first of all, there's a Challenge A guide, and at the front, they don't redo the guides every single year. So sometimes they'll include a page to just give you an idea if some minor changes have been made. So that's what's the first couple of pages. And so now we get into the meat of the guide, and you see your table of context. But if that is a little scary to you and I don't really know what all that is, I'm going to tell you right now. Beginning on page 3 through basically page 29 is all of this good tidbits about the vision behind Challenge, the vision behind each and every strand, grammar and logic, research. There's the why we do it, and why we have science fair, and it really gives you the why behind the what. And so moms, you need to read these pages. This is going to help give you a vision and a passion for why you're doing things the way that you're doing them, why you're using the classical model to educate your kids. And then I would encourage you, if you have a child who really struggles in a subject, like maybe they really do not like math, and so logic is really hard for them, I would encourage you to maybe sit down and read this with your child. For example, this page is debate, and if your child is like, Mom, what does debate and geography have to do with each other, or why do I have to draw so many maps? Sitting down and reading this section with them before they start Challenge can really help them understand the why behind the what. So this is mostly for parents, but you can utilize it to help your kids get a vision for what it is they're doing this school year. Next, on page 30 and 31, are these semester snapshots, and we'll talk more about these later. But then we head into what is really the meat and potatoes of the Challenge A guide, and these are the weekly assignments. For the first time ever, if you've been in Classical Conversations, every single week your work is laid out for you, and it's just week by week. I'm someone who loves to curate and put together my kids' curriculums and content, but it's really refreshing to get this. So make yourself familiar with how it works, and your student will need a copy of this. I'm going to go over exactly what to copy in this guide in my Making Your Student Binder Part 2 video. So don't worry about that yet. But these are your assignments. Now note, they go 1 through 15. And then it starts over again at 1 through 15 for the second semester. So don't be deceived by 1 through 15 and 1 through 15. Now you can see I have just put a little tab in at these categories, but nothing major. This is not like tabbing your EEL guide. Next up, you see that there are just more articles beginning on page 96 through page 111. There are more articles and resources and explanations, this thing about feasting at the table and all of that, and helping you just feel very equipped as a parent. There's a little bit more here, and so moms, take a minute and read that. And then starting on page 112, you're going to see that each and every strand gets broken down into the instructions of what to do at home, and they will provide you with any worksheets or resources that you need for doing your work at home. So for example, this is grammar, and so they break down before you begin and teaching tips and weekly and daily, and then they provide you with this little Latin daily assignment helper, so that if you want to use that for planning your child's week, you can. Once you get into research, they give you all the information you're going to need about science fair and the form. So once again, I'm going to tell you which one of these pages need to be copied for your student's binder that you want to make sure that they have access to, but you can just look strand by strand as to what needs to happen here. So that's just a really brief overview of the guide, and it's got lots of goodies. Take a minute and look into it and make this bad boy yours. All right? So join me on how to make your student binder part 1 and how to make your student binder part 2, and I show you the logistics of how to set their student binder up and what pages from this you need to copy so that your student has access to them. All right, have a great day.